Welcome to News from the State, where we bring you reported key development across Nigeria's 36 states. I'm Olamide Adeyemi. Well, we're staying in Gombe State, where the Governor, Inuwa Yahaya, has signed the state 2026 budget into law. Principal officials of the state legislature witnessed the signing ceremony at the government house. Larry Adeyemi has details.
The 2026 budget proposal was presented to the House of Assembly in the second week of December, passed in the third week, and signed in the fifth week. The financial plan was reviewed upwards by the legislature from 535 billion to 617 billion naira, an increase of 82 billion naira. The Speaker of the Gombe State House of Assembly explained that, regardless of political divide, lawmakers are committed to putting the interest of the people foremost in every decision made.
Reform-driven initiatives of this your purposeful administration, which is quietly transforming the state to a model of transparent governance and indeed good governance.
The growth of internally generated revenue of Gombe State has accelerated over the past 5 years, supported by a sharp increase in federal allocation. The governor considers this an opportunity to stimulate economic growth, improved public service delivery, and quality infrastructure.
I want to assure you that we shall still do more. Apparently, this government will go as a working government. We started with work, we'll end with work. But so be it, because the expression demands that we have to work and work, so that we see our people through the challenges of life.
Gombe State Governor Inuwa Yahaya just signed the 2026 Appropriation Bill into law. This financial plan is hope that it would help to stimulate significant infrastructure development and economic growth. The dignitaries also took time to celebrate the 70th birthday of the Deputy Governor, His Excellency Manasa Jatau, just before the exchange end-of-the-year festivities and celebrations. Landry Adeyemi, TVC News, Gombe.
And Larry Adeyemi joins me from Gombe. Larry, good to have you join us. Gombe State is one of the few states that have now passed their budget for 2026. Talk to us about the major component of this budget and what sectors will benefit more.
Gombe has prided itself in focusing on capital expenditure far more than recurrent expenditure. The recurrent expenditure component in this 2026 budget is just about 30%, okay, a little less than 30%, about 29.5% of the budget, with capital components which goes more to infrastructure, taking a chunk of it. Gombe, this is the largest budget in the history of Gombe. And in context, you can look at it as a state that just a few years ago had a budget of maybe just a little over 100 billion naira, now having almost more than times 6 of these, 617 billion naira. This, to a large extent, is due to increased internally generated revenue, which has quadrupled over the last 3 years. Then also allocation from the federal government. You can recall that the benefits from the removal of fuel subsidy is being felt by small states like Gombe, and massive infrastructure projects that's going on in the state can then be funded by this huge budget. But the governor signing this budget yesterday, with members of the legislature flanking him, says that it's a new day for Gombe, for service delivery, for quality infrastructure, and also prudence in administering of these funds.
And it's great that this conversation is coming, especially when the president has urged, state governors to improve their internally generated revenue. In terms of this 2026 budget, how much of the state's IGR is expected to fund a major part of the budget?
Gombe is actually targeting just a little over 10% of the budget. But in context, it's important that we reveal this, because just about 5 years ago, Gombe was generating just a little over 3 billion naira in IGR 2020. But now Gombe generated about 28 billion naira in 2025. 2026, Gombe is targeting about 60 billion naira, which is just about 10% of the budget. But in the context of Gombe, it is huge. It is almost unimaginable just a few years ago that a state such as Gombe would be able to generate as much as 60 billion naira. But this success has been dampened, if you may recall, that a few of the journalists who were there at the signing of the budget lost their lives. About 7 journalists who were coming back from an event in another part of the state died in a road accident. So the mood is a little celebratory, but has been dampened by the death of these journalists. And many of them are still in the hospital. And we are sure we're going to bring you updates on this and other developments. So,
You've really taken the words out of my mouth. Talking about this being a sad day for the media industry following the accident, the road crash involving these 6 journalists. But talk to us, how's the NUJ Gombe State chapter reacting to this? And of course, the state government.
Oh, it's a sad day. It's a sad day because these are beyond just colleagues. They're friends. They're frontline workers. They are actually advocates of truth in the fight for a better Gombe State. And they died because they were in the NUJ vehicle. And this is more of an NUJ event that they went for. 12 of them were in the vehicle, 7 died based on the police report, but 5 of them are still in the hospital, being treated, getting medical care. Their status is very unclear. The national president of AUJ, who incidentally is from Gombe, who is also a journalist that was working in Gombe, he has released a statement. The state governor was at the hospital. He said the injured journalist, many people outpouring of emotions, blood donation. Many residents of Gombe went to the teaching hospital in Gombe to voluntarily donate blood, even without being called upon. It got to an extent where people had to tell people to stop coming to the hospital. So there's been a lot of outpour of love from residents of Gombe, the emir of Gombe, traditional institutions, ministers, government officials have all been trooping out to extend their condolences. But at the same time, journalists are still forging on. We're here doing the work. Many of our colleagues in other TV stations, radio stations, the print outlets are still in the field doing the work as well while they are mourning just a few days to the end of 2025.
Really sad one there in Gombe State. Condolences to their families. But thank you for joining us at this time. That's our senior reporter, Larry Adeyemi, live for us in Gombe State. But this is where we're